Welcome to another episode of the Arkansas Football Recruiting Report. I'm Will Monclair. He's Otis Kirk. Otis, we've got football back. It is a very exciting week. Fall camp in full swing, but we still got some commits that we got to talk about. We're going to jump things off with Justin Long, linebacker out of Georgia.
Yeah, Justin Logan. Yeah, he's
Logan.
out of Marietta. Logan. Yeah, I may have sent you Long.
No.
I'm
going to say it's probably my fault.
Out of Marietta Carroll High School in Georgia. He committed. Well, both of these kids we're going to talk about actually committed last Saturday at the picnic, but Justin didn't go public with it till later in the week. He had 29 offers, Will. So
wow.
A lot of schools were on him. He's a 4-star with Rivals.com. Great pickup for them. That was the first true linebacker they've gotten. Juju Pope is a linebacker / athlete. I don't know where he'll play. Linebacker, defensive back, even running backs all have been mentioned. Oh, with Braylon Russell addition, and then I don't think you'll see Pope at running back. But I'm just saying he's an athlete, whereas Logan is a true linebacker, and that was a great pickup for them. Like I said, 28 other offers besides Arkansas. About 6'3", 215, got good size, good speed. He's what you need in the linebacker room, and that was a good pickup for Travis Williams. I mean, they missed on a few early, but those were all like him, 4-stars, high 4-stars, 4-stars that were being recruited. A lot of them chose to stay home. A couple of them went elsewhere, but that's why you recruit. You still got plenty of options, and we're going to talk about another uncommitted linebacker later on the show. So
yeah,
Travis going to get the linebackers. That's not a concern. It's just that right now he has Logan and Julius Pope. Like I said, he's an athlete, linebacker, but / athlete. Play a lot of positions. He's going to help the team. It's just a matter of where.
Absolutely. Otis, there's been a lot of secondary talk this week, and I'm going to say it's probably Mike Irwin's fault that the entire state of Arkansas is thinking about the secondary, but we've got a safety pickup, Jeremy Cook from Hoover, Alabama. How much could he help?
Well, he can help a lot. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. They've got a lot of cornerbacks committed in the class, but this is a true safety. Yeah, he's got the size. Comes from Hoover, who's always going to turn out. It's a school in Alabama. It's always going to turn out a lot of prospects. Scott Fountain does a good job. All the coaches do down there, not just Scott, but that's one of his areas. But Marcus Woodson, Travis Will, all those guys, but they got together and got Jeremy, and that's a good pickup for them. And like I said, it's really probably safe to say it's the first true safety they've gotten a commitment from in this class. The rest of them are cornerbacks, but as we've seen Sam talk about, they can move people around, I mean, there's always a chance that some cornerback on the team, since it's I'm talking about the Razorback team, it's a little bit deeper corner than it is safety, which is usually just the opposite. But this year, kind of weird because they're more deeper cornerback. You can see some of the one or two of those kids maybe eventually going to the second safety and hog spot. They call that the hog now instead of the nickel. So, we'll see how all plays out. Yeah. Like that hog, got that hog spot going.
Yeah, right. That's a great one. All right, you teased this one a little earlier. We got a linebacker coming in, another one. Wyatt Simmons out of Harding Academy.
Yeah, that's in Searcy for anyone who doesn't know Searcy, Arkansas. I'm going to be honest with you. It's hard to give you a real good update on him simply because the kid doesn't talk to anyone. He just doesn't. He doesn't do interviews.
Only talking.
Yeah, he doesn't do interviews, and it's not.
I can't do math, so I'm happy I can talk, sort of.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I do know he's got offers from all over the country. Schools, Auburn, Clemson, Southern California, everybody has offered this kid, and he can pretty much go where he wants to. I think Arkansas, he took an official visit here back in June, one of those June weekends when they had a lot of kids in, and I think Arkansas's got a good chance at him. But like I said, that's my gut instinct. Because some of the other schools that he was considering have kind of filled up more or less at linebackers. So, and I'm not saying he would have gone there instead of Arkansas. I'm just saying that some of these schools now may not be as anxious to commit another linebacker as they were since they committed a lot. So I think that may help Arkansas here. As I said, I'm not saying he would have gone somewhere else anyway, but we'll see what Wyatt does. But he's a linebacker that I hope I'm able to see him play this year. I'm hoping that I'm allowed to travel over and watch him play this year, get a chance to see him play, because I don't know a whole lot about the kid other than he's just a very good football player. What you see on film, obviously I know, but and maybe once he commits, if he commits to Arkansas, maybe once he commits, he'll feel a little bit more comfortable talking and sharing a few thoughts on why and all that good stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Whoever gets him getting very good linebacker. His dad is the coach at Harding University, by the way.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, going back history a little bit, Jeb Huckabee came to Arkansas from Harding Academy. His dad was the coach. Ronnie was the head coach at Harding Academy. At Harding University at that time. And Jeb did come to Arkansas. So this could be the second of two to take that route to Arkansas if that happens. The head coach of Harding sends his kid to Arkansas. So, and Jeb turned out really well. So we'll see if Wyatt comes to Arkansas and see if he turns out as well as Jeb did.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully we can get you down to Searcy to watch him, Otis.
I hope so. Yeah. I'd like to do a little travel and see how that plays out. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Any remaining needs that this class needs?
Of course, later on they'll go to the portal and get players, but right now where they're lacking in the high school would be an offensive tackle. They've gotten 2 interior guys with Kobe and the kid out of Lexington, Kentucky. So they've gotten 2 interior offensive linemen. So tackles is a must. Same way on defensive line. You've got 2 of the best defensive ends in the country, and Collins and Henderson. You still want to get you a couple of defensive tackles. They had one, Dion Stutz, who was really good, and we know how that unfortunate thing turned out. But they've got to get a couple of defensive tackles and this interior defensive lineman. You could use another safety probably. I feel like they're in good shape. They're in really good shape at running back with Braylon Russell coming on board, and then you had the other kid who's a slash running back athlete, Jaden Boggs. So there again, Jaden's kind of like I said about Juju Pope earlier. He can play a lot of positions, but he'll play some running back. But I feel like running back, wide receiver. Tight end's a position where they need someone. They haven't committed to tight end in this class. Don't know if that's a big need to go out and get you 3 or 4, because you had that good class last year between Dow and Morgan Turner. You had quite a few kids come in last year at tight end, but and they've got some returning eligibility with like Barkees Gumb, Luke, Shamar. Those kids have got plenty of eligibility left. So I don't know if that's a big need, but and Tyrus Washington, I'm sorry, I forgot about him, but he was already here. But that's 4 kids that have got more eligibility past this season. And so, but it would be nice to sign one. So you want to get a tight end. They tried to get a kid out of California. He went to Washington, I believe. And so you want to get a tight end. I think, obviously linebacker, they still need some linebackers. You've got we talked about, with Logan, we talked about Wyatt Simmons. If he comes, I would guess they would like to take at least probably 2 more from the high school ranks there.
Sure.
That's my guess. If they can get them, if not, you can always go to the portal there. But I know they'd like to get at least another high school kid there. But I feel like that's the majority of the needs. Defensive tackle, linebacker, safety, tight end, offensive tackle. Those would be the biggest needs right now, Will. Those right there. I know I went all over the place talking about where they were good and where they weren't, but or not where they weren't, but where they were lacking. But those are the areas right there that where I think if there's more focus on the high school kids later in the season, that's where it will come from. And of course, the portal too. Portal always plays into this. I thought it was interesting today. I know you were there. You and Evan were there. I was there. I thought it was interesting. Scott Fountain called this the most talented team since he's been at Arkansas. I thought,
I heard that.
It kind of goes into recruiting when we were talking about the most talented team. So, but I'm kind of coming off the wall with that. But that stuck out to me because I've seen a lot of negative thoughts about this football team for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
I think some of it's the schedule because they don't play a home SEC game till August 21st. I'm guessing that's part of it, Will. But I think they're overlooking the fact that you've got a proven quarterback, what a lot of schools don't. You've got one of the best running backs in the country and one of the best quarterbacks. but a proven one it too, because there's so many teams breaking in new quarterbacks. But
Yeah.
I really like this team. I don't know if it's the most talented, but Scott has a pretty good pulse feel for that, and he thinks it is, and I just thought that was really interesting. He said that. I like that because I really think this team's got 8-9 wins in it, and I really do.
I think Rocket's going to have a good year, but I think AJ could also sniff 1,000 yards potentially. I don't know how much of a hot take that is, but I think both of them together, if they line them up on either side.
I love AJ.
Now I'm just throwing stuff at a wall, but I think something's going to stick.
AJ Green fan the entire time, man. I love AJ Green.
I was actually talking to AJ's dad the other day, and I gave him the schedule. They you know how they have the new printed out schedules at the Royal Center, and I was like, show me a loss on this, and he was like, oh, the only one I'm worried about is LSU. Everything else, dub. I was like, I like this. Let's keep firing off some hot takes. But Otis, while we're on the fall camp topic, any young kids standing out to you that we didn't see last year?
Yeah, that wasn't here last year.
Yeah.
You say?
Yeah, new kids coming in. Anybody sticking out?
Yeah, I mean, I think interesting scenario there is Jaheim Singletary, a cornerback, the kid from Georgia, 5-star recruit. You know, with Quincy not here, and I really think what's going to happen, and I may be wrong on this, but I think eventually Snacks is going to move back to either the hog or the safety. And I tell you, a kid that's practicing now, he was here in the spring, but he didn't get to practice, and I'm very high on. I think he could be all SEC. Is Walcott? Walcott is safety, and he can also play that hog. But I really think Walcott, Singletary wasn't here in the spring, but I like him. You know, I mean, you know, you like a lot of those kids. I thought that Dozier had a great day. I know Mike Irwin wrote about that the other day about Dozier, wide receiver. He did look good. He really did. Barquise Gomes, the tight end. That's one that I kind of hinted a while ago about him, you know, being more eligibility after this year. But he was a freshman All-America at North Texas last year. And I love Barquise. I think between he and Luke and Banks and Washington and Easter, that's why I say that tight end room, everybody's worried about tight end. They don't have one committed in this class. Folks, there's 5 really good ones right there. And that's not even counting the kid from Louisville, who I'm not leaving him out. I just don't know much about him, but I know he's a good
end. Arkansas is tight end now.
Yeah, they got 6 tight ends on scholarship, and those kids can play. I mean, I know they got Francis Sherman because the kid from Louisville, because he can play. He's an inline blocker, and they needed that. So, I mean, there's 6 players. I think he fits kind of like Nathan Bax is kind of like he is, whereas the other kids may be more receiver types. But I love Ty Washington. I was so proud he got to catch that touchdown pass to start off the Liberty Bowl because I felt like he really deserved to get to play some, and I love Tyrus Washington or Ty, and so it's going to be interesting. I don't think they're hurting it tight end. I know fans want to see a new one in each class, and I think they will get one. But the way Morgan Turner develops tight ends and the way he coaches them, I mean, this guy sends them to the league, and I think he's got a lot of talent to work with. And I think you're going to see a lot of players at Arkansas from this position eventually go into the NFL at tight end, as long as Morgan Turner's here.
Yeah, absolutely. So much to talk about. So exciting that football is back. But that's going to do it for your Arkansas football recruiting report. Otis, as always, it's so much fun having you on. I've had so much fun working with you, pal. But don't forget to check back in next week for another episode of your Arkansas football recruiting report. Thanks, Otis.
We're on the same to you, man. We enjoyed it.